Few things are scarier than to have an anxiety attack, especially when it's in public. And if you do nothing about them, then they could get worse and worse till eventually they convince you that you can never be free of them, that you will never have a normal life. And whether you have them when walking into the grocery or walking into church or driving or even riding in a car, you want to be able to have control, right? You don't want your life to be hijacked or kidnapped by this anxiety attack. Well, today I am going to explain to you a few simple grounding exercises that you can do that will help change this whole pattern and help you to regain the control of your life that you really are wanting right now. Before we go any further, let me introduce myself. My name is Tawnya Kordenbrock, and I am the person behind arenewedlife.com. And I have worked with women for years, both in my counseling private practice and now online through my Mastering Emotions program, to be able to rewire their brains so that they can break free from fear and anger and low self-image, so they can love themselves and feel loved by others and have a closer relationship with God. And I hope right now that you will subscribe so that you can get more of these teachings, and also hang around to the end because I have a free resource for you. As we get started, let's take a look at why it is that you need grounding for anxiety attacks. This is because when you're having these attacks, the emotional part of your brain, for various reasons, is kicking into a fight, flight, or freeze response. And this is automatic, and it happens just, in a nanosecond. It takes off. And it's taking over your what you pay attention to. It's taking over your body also, and how you breathe and how you respond physically. Then what grounding activities do is it breaks up that automatic response, and it causes you to be functioning out of a different part of your brain rather than the emotional part in that circuit. And the grounding activities also engage the body, which is going to play a further part in disrupting that pattern. At this point, you may be wondering, what is grounding? Well, grounding is a phrase that describes how you can sort of anchor yourself and hold yourself firmly. And if you consider how anxiety has, when an attack comes, it has a way of just pulling you, just almost like it's kidnapping you, and you have no choice, but it's just carrying you away into this automatic response. And so as you do grounding, it keeps you firm. It anchors you so you can regain control. And again, it's helping you to be able to function in a different part of your brain. It's engaging your body, and it's also stopping that automatic response that's taking place. Now, originally, grounding referred to actually touching the ground. So planting your feet firmly on the ground and just pushing down. And you can do that even now. You can push down onto the ground and feel the solidness that is there. And that kind of just takes you out of that fight or flight zone into this sense of feeling like you are strong and you are okay, that you're not gonna get carried away with this response. Now, one of the main things with grounding and any type of grounding exercise is your focus. And what it is doing is it's changing your focus. It's not only engaging your body, but it's also changing what you are focusing on. And it's not going to be something that's going to be quick and, oh, you're okay. You're like in an instant, oh, there's the ground. Okay, I'm all right. No, you have to just spend a little time in doing that and pressing down on the ground and feeling that. So it's as you focus on that, that is a big part of what is going to bring the change and break you free from the grip of the panic attack. So now let's look at some other examples, some simple exercises that you can do to ground yourself when you're having an anxiety attack. Besides grounding with your feet, you can also feel the firmness of your seat on your bottom and just press down into that. Or you could press back into your chair and feel the firmness that is there. Think about also what it feels like as far as temperature. Does it feel cool? Does it feel warm? Is it cushiony or is it hard? Does it have some texture? Does it have some roughness to it, or is it smooth? Though that type of focus will also help you. You can also engage in sight, your senses, and sight would be one. So you could look around pick out a color. For instance, the color red, and you can try to notice how many times you see the color red in the surrounding area, and you could possibly even count them. Another thing would be smell. So if you're having a panic attack at the grocery, and for instance, at my local grocer, there's a Starbucks. So I could focus on, do I smell the coffee and what the coffee scent from Starbucks is smelling like? Or if you have, you could carry around with you a vial of essential oils. And again, you're not going to just take a little sniff and then you're okay. No, that is not what you're doing here. Remember, the emphasis is going to be on the focus. So as you are smelling that scent, or maybe, if you're at the grocery and there's a candle, you could grab this candle and you're going to smell it for a while, and you're going to take that fragrance in, and you're going to focus on what it feels like. Is this a fresh scent? Is it a warming scent? Is it a cool scent? And then what it feels like in your nose, or what it feels like coming into your body, and what it does to your body. So again, you're going to increase the focus of that. And another sense that you can use is your sense of touch. And a simple way to do this would be just to use your fingers and to feel what your fingers, as you rub them together, what that feels like. It may even make a sound. You can pay attention to if your skin is smooth, or if it's rough, if it's warm. You can rub your hands together. You know what that is like, to rub your hands together, because that creates some warmth. And you can focus on that. You can focus on the texture. You can focus on any sound that would create as you rub your hands together, and the changes, and what it feels like if your hands feel dry, or if they feel tacky or sweaty, if they're dirty, depending on where you are. Now, as you do this, what it's going to do is it's going to help take you out of that fight or flight zone. It's going to short circuit this automatic response that you're having. And the more that you practice this, the better it will be for you, though it will work even better. It's difficult in the beginning because you're coming up against a force, right? You know how strong anxiety attacks can be. So you are teaching yourself, you're training yourself to go in this other direction. So you have to practice this regularly. And as I said in the very beginning, if you don't do anything with this, then your attacks could become worse and may cause you to believe that you can't ever get out of them. But that is not true. Using some grounding exercises can help to change that pattern. Now, if you appreciated this teaching, if you found it helpful, let me know by giving me a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel so that you can receive some more of these teachings. And as I mentioned earlier, I do have a free resource for you. It's going to be an entire list of activities, ways that you can engage your senses in order to create this grounding that you need to change this pattern with your anxiety. So I hope you will take advantage of that. Thanks for joining me today.